Oh, I need to sit down after. What a series. Oh, it's pounding. I could barely take. I'm an old man. Please, Dota, have mercy on Pyrian Flags. I'm too old for series like that. That was ridiculous. To discuss it a little bit, and then to discuss themselves, of course, I have with me AUI and Sneyking from Tundra. How are you boys doing?
Good.
Doing pretty well. Just kind of chilling, watching the games today.
What did you think of that series? I know we were watching it backstage on the big monitor. You guys were the first ones. We've been here for 4 days now, and you were the first ones who said, I think this monitor's showing it live, because all the other monitors down there are about 30 seconds behind. So we hear the crowd, and we're like, ooh, something's happened. And you spotted it within like 5 seconds. That's pro players. They just know things.
That's what we do.
That's what you do.
That's what we're here for.
So what was there was something you guys spotted at the fight top. What was it? Because 33 was losing his mind. Something to do with a basher on Enigma or something?
No, because Lycer was A-clicking the ground and Enigma blinked on him to black hole him, and he got first hit bash. And then he died so fast after that he didn't reassemble his A disc.
Unbelievable.
It was so... That game was so close. It was way too close. And then the Lycer didn't have buyback, but since he did damage to heroes, he got gold from when they died.
Right.
Because like if you do some damage to him, you get
he
gold.
got the assist.
Yeah, he only needed 100 gold, and then he got buyback, and they...
And then we just seen a screenshot that showed that the Pango was down to 1 health before he got infested in the final fight. Anyway, enough about that game. That's not about you boys. That was Liquid. Let's talk about you chaps. All right. So I know you guys are big on the whole social media thing. Are you sponsored by TikTok still? Is that a thing? Is that gone?
No, that's no longer our sponsor anymore.
No longer your sponsor? Okay, well, whatever. Social media. I went to them for questions about you, and I asked around. Because I thought, let's make it sociable. I don't want to just come up with all the questions myself, so I've got some questions for you. This one's from SVG. This is for you.
Oh, okay.
How does it feel knowing that you're going to be the last ever NA player to get top 3 at a TI? Now, that's SVG's words. That's Avery's words, not mine. Question he's put to you.
Obviously, it's a great honor. I'm very happy to...
So you're saying it is the case?
No, I don't want it to be the case. I hope that there will be more TIs to come, and I hope that the NA region can foster more. I think currently, the player base is kind of dwindling, and it's not able to keep up as well as the other regions. I think that's the biggest pitfall, and if we're able to bring up the players, there's more opportunities.
So what he said is... Yeah, he's going to be the last one. There's no hope for NA. It is what it is.
What is the problem? What is the problem with NA? Because, I mean, I'm a UK Dota fan.
I think the pub culture is really bad, honestly.
The pub culture
I think
is bad.
People, it's very individual, and people give up in the pubs, and they're not playing to get better. Like, people play just for the MMR, and I don't know. Every time I play on NA, there's so many people who, break their items, and it just doesn't feel good to play there.
And that's not the case in other regions that you've played in?
I mean, it happens in our regions, but I feel like it's nowhere near as consistent. And obviously, just having a lower player base sort of contributes to that. If you have more players,
that's also a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, you're just going to have better quality games.
Because some of the guys were saying, someone else we was talking to was saying that they would think maybe 70 to 80% of the players on the NA servers are actually SA players.
I think more than that.
Yeah,
you think more than that?
Yeah, I think more than that. At least at the high-level pubs. There's very few non-SA players.
So we've got to try and get more NA players in to save the NA region, is what you're saying. It's a big ask. I mean, I've given up on a UK-only team, but you guys are the team Tundra is actually based in London, apparently.
Yeah.
Pretty hype. I'm going to take it. It's a UK team. Makes me happy, boys. All right. You've got to explain something, Sneyking, because I looked this meme up. I remember this vaguely from the early days when I got into Dota. Delete your lies and apologize. Followed up with... Good to know how highly your own character. 2 of my favorite things. So that was Swindle Melons, as he was back then. Kyle, of course, talking to you because you left his team or something? What's the story behind it, please?
Honestly, it happened almost 15 years ago. I barely have any memory of it. But you still
remember it so distinctly. It's like it was yesterday. You were telling me backstage. It was like it was yesterday, Ted. I know exactly what happened, and you said, I'll tell you on the show. So please do.
So honestly, from what I remember, I think Kyle was very upset at me, and he was trying to enlighten me with a lesson. And
he was trying to teach you a lesson?
He was trying to teach me a lesson, and I was like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. And then I ended up screenshotting it, and I was showed it to some other people. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? And then someone ended up making a YouTube video,
very funny YouTube
and the legend lives on.
But what was the lie that you needed to delete?
Honestly, I actually don't remember. You have to ask Kyle for that one.
Okay, I will. Well, maybe he'll be in touch after this. I don't know, but I would love to know more. By the way, stat from that last game that I've just had hot on the presses. That was the first rampage in a losing game. on the TI main stage, it was Dark Mago got the page in there. It's the first time a team's got a Rampage and lost, according to the stats man at Valve. So don't blame me if that's wrong, Reddit, all right? Chill. So these are the questions. I went to the internet as well, and I asked for questions. And I got some of these off Twitter and some of them from some people I know. So, and the question that someone asked is, how do you keep winning with Mirana? That's one of the questions from Twitter. Any answers to that?
Coach, take it.
Sure. Okay, so let me explain what happened. So Sneyking got a Crimson Witness drop, and he opened it and he got Mirana.
I'm not believing a word of this.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. He opened it, he got Mirana, and it's a old Sneyking Siggy, and we're bottom together, so we pick Mirana.
Okay. There's your answer. There's your answer. The Crimson Witness. That's a good answer.
It's a good item.
It is.
What did you get? What is the Mirana Crimson drop?
It's an effect on the ultimate. Makes everything red when you use it.
Is it for all the heroes?
Yeah, all heroes.
I mean, that has to be like... I mean, Medusa's the most expensive, but I feel like that's the best one, right?
I think the Mirana is the best
What's the
one.
Medusa one?
It's like the snake. It's pretty good looking, too.
Okay.
Honestly, the Crimson Witness ones look pretty good.
So I haven't had a single Crimson Witness
Yeah, me
drop.
too.
Yeah, I was going to say...
I
Curtis is in
reported the
boat.
bug.
Yeah, it is a bug. Now, can I get a close-up here for a change? Thank you. Which camera am I on? This one, listen. Bruno, I know you're watching. You told me that I didn't need to tag my badge in and that it'll happen. I saw... Listen, some of the lads have got like 8 to 10 drops. One of the observer cameras is just a default account just to sit there and be a camera. It's got 6 drops. I've got none. None. Been here 4 days. All right.
Sneyking has 8.
You shouldn't have told him. Now I'm going to have some issues.
8.
I have 0.
Yeah, I know, Curtis.
He yells every time he gets one in the practice room still.
It's unbelievable.
They might disband us.
All right, so here's a question. Oh, wait a second. We've got a man coming in. Get in here, Jake.
I'm coming in.
Can you step over that?
No.
Oh, you're going to go under
I
it?
go under.
Okay.
Hey, is this a Coke Zero?
I don't know, mate.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a
It's a
Coke.
regular Coke.
It was for
Oh,
not you.
yo, it's
All
soda.
right, here's
Let's
another
go.
question. Snaking, this question is for you specifically, and this is again from the internet. What's it like having esteemed TI5 winner Curtis Ling as your coach? And Curtis did not give me that question. I swear down, no cap.
I wouldn't believe Curtis would give you that question. I think AI has immense knowledge of the game, and he's a really good coach. And I think he understands the game at a very high level, and also understands like the competitive side of playing it. It's like there's 2 elements to playing. One is like the psychology and how the team interacts, and the other is obviously the mechanical skills. And you need both of them to interact very well to be able to play at a high level.
Agreed. Yes, good point.
Is this how it's been going over here? What the hell? This guy's a psychopath. He doesn't know anything about that. He's a fucking crazy person. I talked to this guy. He goes in the pubs. He tries to think of the most toxic thing to make people
That
want
is
to
actually
destroy
true.
themselves. He is a literal psychopath. He has no Dota knowledge. The man only has knowledge about how to make people go literally insane.
But the thing is, that's what Dota's about.
It is.
It makes
It
you
is.
win.
That's why you're gonna win TI. It's not about anything else. You think you think you're better than Puppy? No, man. You know how to make Puppy go, throw his monitor. You know, that's how you're gonna do it. Don't listen to this. It's so PR. What has been going on?
I'm just keeping it chill.
you
Come in,
effed up.
good cop, bad cop.
Okay.
All right. This is the stupidest question. This is again.
Oh, this
these
was
are from the
Slacks,
internet.
or-
No. These are just from the internet. If the team, as in your team, had to make a human pyramid,
No.
manager and coach included, who goes where?
Human centipede or human?
No, human pyramid.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
Pyramid.
the most logical answer is just like, you have like the biggest guys on the bottom and the thinnest one on top, right?
Well, it's up to you. It's your pyramid.
Yeah.
How would you do it, Curtis?
Who asked this question?
They shall remain anonymous.
Took effort to go on the internet and type these words on their keyboard and then post it. They had time to think before they hit the post button. They could have not asked this question.
Yeah.
But I'll probably put,
All right.
same as Sney, doing
right.
two smalls.
I do. Talking about you being a coach, I had forgotten about this, and it popped up when I was Googling you guys. You and I had a very short-lived YouTube series
Oh.
called Dr. AUI Dota Surgery. We did one episode.
When was
Never
this?
heard of this.
Like 2000,
I feel like I have never heard of this.
2014, 2015 maybe. It was pre-TI win, I think. And you go look it up. It's on YouTube. It's on my stupid channel. Google Dr. AUI Dota Surgery.
So it's bad, right?
Well, I mean,
Wow.
it's
It
you
was on his
looking at one
channel.
of my games, so yes, it's terrible. B, it's on my YouTube channel, which has been abandoned for years, so yes, awful. There's like terrible, it's dreadful. Anyway, but either way, it feels like you've always been a coach at heart. Like, you're always there to help. You were just like, yeah, I'll help you. I'll watch a replay of yours for nothing. There was nothing in it for you. Why'd you do it? Do you just love coaching?
What's the psychopath answer here, Slacks?
I mean, go ahead and start talking. We're about to
I don't know. I generally like teaching. If I didn't go to Dota, I was looking at going to teaching or law. Like, I guess either one you could hurt a lot of people, so it's probably a good path for that.
I'll give you the real answer.
Okay.
Again, for AUI, if you may,
Thank
lay
you.
Mr. This is the only guy that I know, only pro player that just pubs every single day. It doesn't matter who he's pubbing. Like, he goes into 5 stacks and unranked just to play Dota, just to see how the other side lives. I think it gets a lot of his joy from his life, not playing with other pros, because you always see the pros stacking together. He likes to go unranked 3K MMR and just see how the plebs live so he can laugh at them. I say it every night.
The most enjoyable games are the ones where I run into Slacks.
Oh, my God.
You queue into him?
He does. He does.
A couple of times.
In ranked.
After we not ranked.
Ranked 5 stacks.
not ranked.
Ranked 5 stacks while I'm solo.
You cannot queue ranked 5 stacks. But
Sorry,
please.
you know, you queue for 45 minutes and then you hit Slacks and it's like, ooh,
Yeah,
it is what
In
it
for a good
is.
time, huh?
very enjoyable.
All right. Well, we've got a content piece to run. This is kind of topical because it's about X-Nova. And obviously, what he went through with RNG, Beast Coast had to go through today. So let's take a look at this. I went to chat with him and find out how he is doing. Welcome back. He's a good lad, X-Nova. He didn't deserve that at all, what happened to him. But hey, he seems to have taken it in his stride. I'm sure he'll be back later. Yeah.
Life sucks, you know. I mean, Dota ain't no fairy tale. You make sure that your carry gets all the farm. You make sure that he's good. He drops his items and he denies them. That's just the real life version of it. So, sucks. What can you do?
Okay, well, you may have noticed AUI's been replaced by 33. 33, but you might not have heard. I got some questions from the internet specifically for you guys because I thought, let's see what the community has to ask you. And I had a good question here. This is from a young man called Purge.
Oh, God.
And he said...
How many pages?
Shut up. He said, you started the Ironwood branch spam. Now it's all mangoes. What happened? What was wrong with the iron branches?
It's a good question, actually. I think maybe it was something to do with the way salves changed. We were kind of talking with AUI as well, and we tried to figure out why did branches feel so good before, and now mangoes feel a bit better. I think it's before you could salve up, like your support would give you a salve, and you would drop all your branches. But now, if you want to get regen, you have to buy it yourself. So I don't want to buy my own salve. So
I see. Yeah, carries never do, and offlaners never do. So you do play offlane, right? Because I've got a question here that depends on it, and unless I've been lied to and I've been mistaken in watching your games, you're an offlaner.
yes,
And in fact, you were a Zoo main offlaner,
yes.
Oh,
which
thank God.
is despicable, in all honesty, but that's fine.
Thank
so
you.
how has the life of an offlaner changed in the 10 years that you've been playing? Because to me, it feels like it's the role that's changed the most. I play offlane quite a bit, and I feel like other roles have not changed as much. With offlane, you've got, they took the shop away. They took a bunch of items away. The Iron Talon, they took away the shield. They took away like a bunch of players, heroes that you could play solo now. You've got to have a mate with you. They've changed, the towers are moving all the time. It's changed more than anywhere else. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's for sure been changing a lot. It gets easier and easier to play, I guess. It just feels like there's not that much big of a difference between carry and offlane. It's just another side lane. The tower is so close to you. You have like a strong support with you all the time who is like dedicated to making your game good. It doesn't just show up for a second and then fuck off somewhere else. So that part is nice. It's nice to have a support, live a bit of the carry lifestyle. And yeah.
How much have you changed in the last 10 years physically? Not just offlane.
Probably not too much.
Okay. Neat.
Yeah. That's how it goes with Dota players. You just...
That is true.
Yeah.
Just more decrepit.
I'm definitely more decrepit. Right. I got a question for you boys. Avoid lists. Do you have avoid lists? Like, do you have names you're like, never fucking playing
Yes,
with that guy?
I do.
Yes.
Right.
That is
Sure.
a big big supporter of the void list. He's expanded to many slots.
All right, so I want you to reveal, each of you reveal a couple of names on that list for me. I'm very curious. They're going to figure it out eventually anyway, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to call out a lot of players from this TI and from the European DPC. a lot of players from the CIS DPC as well. I have a lot of offline players in my void. Obviously, I don't want to run into role conflicts.
Right.
So like nowadays, usually people let me play my role, but there's a lot of players I feel like if I let them, if they're offline players and I'm going to let them play another role, we are going to lose for sure. So like these people I usually put in their void list.
Such as? One.
Why you gotta do me like
Just
that?
do one name.
Just one name. Just
One
make
name.
it up.
One name.
I'll make one of them. Weeb Lord 69. Just make up a name. No one's gonna research it.
He didn't want to let Weep Lord down like that.
Yo, Weeb Lord.
Who do you want to, ruin this relationship the most with? Is what he's saying.
I don't want to put anyone on the spot.
Oh, that's
Nice
sweet.
guy.
Okay.
Respectable.
We'll move on. We'll move on.
Sneyking? Just
me?
one?
I actually don't have a particularly large list. I actually don't really avoid people.
That's interesting because that might lead into my next question.
Okay.
Someone asked, who gets saltiest in pubs and why is it snaking?
why is it
Oh,
me?
no,
yeah, so maybe
no,
the reason
no.
you get so salty is because you don't have the avoid list.
I just feel like avoiding people I mean, I don't know. It just feels like a waste. You know,
Are you going to confront those
there's so
these
many of
people?
them. I feel like you just keep playing, carry on, and you just keep your emotions calm, and you just move on with life. You know.
Okay.
This guy's just cheap. He just admitted that he's salty and he doesn't avoid. You just make other people avoid you. That's cheating. You need to make
I
them
mean, I
spend the
try my
money.
best until it's
Okay.
not until it's over. You know.
All right, all right.
I think Sneyking is just lazy to maintain a good avoid list. It's actually a lot of work.
It is.
I realized it at some point. I had a couple people that escaped the avoid list.
Yes.
And at that point, I realized some changes have to be made. And I removed everyone from the avoid list. And then every new guy I added, I started tagging them with a name.
It happens all the time. When you just start avoiding people, they escape. You
Yeah.
get a rogue avoid list, and you're like, what the hell are you doing back here? One big thing, pro tip for avoid list, when you avoid someone, send them a message and say, hey, when you stop playing Dota, can you leave a message on my profile so that I can make more room? They like that. I've gotten plenty of them. Very good messages.
Okay. All right. That was the... Believe it or not, the questions we've had so far are not the stupidest questions that I received.
Oh, so do you have to come?
That's good.
So here's one. This is really dumb. You can make a real-life zoo, but you can only have 3 animals. Which 3 animals do you have? You can't have 33 animals, just 3. 3 each.
Is it like to look at them or to like...
That's your choice. What do you want to do with them?
It's your zoo.
I
Keep
don't,
it clean.
You can do whatever you want with those animals, bro.
Keep it clean.
What kind of animals are you going to get?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't really
Think
have an
of
answer.
3
there.
animals that you like. I knew this was going to trip them up. 3 animals.
Can't
well,
ask
geez.
non-Dota questions.
3 animals. I only know 2. This is tricky.
I feel like I cannot answer animals after the context that Slacks put into
Well,
it.
just ignore him. Avoid list him.
it's
just
already,
answer
Leave the comment on the
question.
profile as well.
it's already been said.
Give me 3 animals right now.
Name 3 animals.
I'm passing the question to Sneyking.
Oh
mean-
my God! Welcome to being an interviewer.
As a good teammate,
Yeah.
Netta really likes the Broodmother, so we can say spiders.
Spiders.
That's
That's a
odd.
good-
and then
that's a good
Beastmaster, so
Yeah.
hawks and boars. So there you go.
Beastmaster, all right, but he can't summon any animals because then you'd
What's
go
it?
over the limit.
He said hawks and boars.
Oh, so you're just going to say spiders, hawks, and boars?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like a haunted house. What
Yeah,
the
sorry.
hell? That's terrible.
Might be a good time to visit during Halloween, you know?
Yeah.
All right, that brings me to, believe it or not, a follow-up question.
Oh my God!
Unintentional
no.
follow-up question, which is, hold on, let me find it. Okay, so 33. Which Dota summons or controlled units would you like to have in real life? That's a question from an internet user and a fan of Dota.
What are you gonna do with those things?
I feel like after the context, you should choose wisely.
There's no context.
I feel like the familiars are a good choice. You just have a familiar just following you around.
The Visage Familiar?
Yeah.
It's like a gargoyle.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, but-
Like drops down on people's toes if they annoy you. You know?
Sneyking?
Oh, for me?
It can be a controlled creep as well, right?
Troll creep. I mean, just a Ursa, you know? The small Ursa.
The small Ursa, geez.
Oh, the tomato? Or the potato?
Yeah, potato.
Oh, the
Okay,
potato.
what are you going for?
I would choose a illusion of you that I control. You know, like when they Enchantress, that's a controllable unit, and I would just do it so I could see your eyes right before you disappeared from existence after 15 seconds, so I could hear, "Ah!" And that's.
Wow.
I thought about this.
That's so dank. I love the way Curtis is the psychopath. Apparently, you're the fucking psychopath.
He taught me. Techies for life, baby. I looked at your replays.
I was going to say that little goblin creep that gives you passive gold, and then it'd be like, you know, passive.
There's a goblin game? He gives you passive gold?
Yeah, there is, right? He's one of the small camp creeps.
Yeah, it's like 20 gold per second.
I think it's 20 or 30 gold, not per second. That would be ridiculous.
per second.
Per minute.
second?
It's per minute.
My God. I got to read the patch notes.
Yeah.
That's the secret to our success this TI.
Wow. What's his name? What do they call that little guy?
I honestly have no idea. This is a small goblin, we just call it.
All right.
It's the gold grip.
That's a good way of calling it.
There you go. All right. So somebody mentioned on Twitter the sauna buff is OP. What is the sauna buff in relation to your team?
It's just Skitter. Skitter likes to go to the sauna.
Yeah.
He goes to the sauna.
Yeah.
What does he say before he does? Guys, I'm going to the sauna, and then he just goes and comes back, and he's what? Empowered somehow?
I mean, he doesn't go alone is the problem. He wants to go, but he also wants to drag other people to go with him.
Okay.
So, you know, it becomes like a merry-go-around on whose turn it is.
Whose turn it is in the sauna with Scare?
Yeah.
Do you wear swimwear when you're in
Yeah,
there?
we wear swim trunks.
You do.
Yeah, and then I think mostly for Skitter, it's like it helps him relax, and I think it's important to be able to de-stress after a long day and kind of refocus the next.
It's fair enough. Yeah, it's fair enough. All right, so let's just talk. How are you guys preparing for the next stage of TI? You've got 5 days off. What are you going to do with your time? We've got media day tomorrow, which is obviously going to eat into your time. You've got 5 days to prepare. What have you got planned for the next week?
I think I can speak for me and Netta. We've got a lot of chicken and rice planned for our meals.
That's true.
Okay. What? That's both of yours answers.
That's the mostly thing on my mind. Like going to the mall food court and getting chicken rice. Like the highlight of my day.
Okay, awesome. There, you heard it here. That's Tundra's recipe for success is chicken rice down at the mall. Gents, thank you so much for coming on. Jake, thank you again for joining me on the
Thank you. Do you know this guy's from USA, America?
Yes, I did.
Did you know NA is going to the grand finals? Once again, more slots, please, if you could. Thank you very much. We'll take those.
We'll see you guys tomorrow night. No, we won't. We'll see you on Saturday night. We've got 5 days off. There will be Dota on Saturday. Join us then. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Thank you, chaps.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we wave.
USA.